Hey everybody, I'm Leonard and I want to welcome you to the Crypto Project. If you like crypto or you're just a little crypto curious, you've come to the right place. Here at the Crypto Project, it is our aim to help you become the most informed, up-to-date, fiscally responsible, freedom-breathing crypto dragon ever. Come on! Let's go. No matter what you do today, freedom's attainable and we want to help you get there. Tonight, we're going to look at a project called Propy. In a nutshell, it's real estate on the blockchain. It's got some interesting opportunities for those in the real estate space, but beyond that, there's some very unique opportunities for some NFT entrepreneurs. Ultimately, I think this token has some real upside, not just in this bull run, but based on its utility, it can have a rewarding, sustainable growth regardless of the overall crypto market. Towards the end of this video, I'm going to give some of the opportunities that exist within Propy, as well as some of the shortcomings currently, and ultimately, I have a few ideas of price predictions. You're going to want to hang out for that. Overall, Propy is an innovative, disruptive force in the marketplace. Think of disruptive forces. Tesla, Uber, I don't know, Twitter. These guys came into the market and changed the market. I trust that this deep dive is going to be the impetus for you to go even deeper and decide whether or not you're going to make this Propy part of your portfolio. Man, if you like what we're doing here, and again, we're just getting started, but please subscribe, like, and we're just loving so many of your comments and feedback. Keep them coming as we build this community together. Okay, so let's jump into this project. Propy, ticker signal PRO, PRO, is founded in 2016 in Palo Alto, California. Currently, CEO is Natalia Karayaneva, who's Russian in origin, and hopefully I didn't butcher her name too poorly. They've raised about $16.7 million in funding over the last 4 rounds, and the last round was in 2020. And one of the, I guess, caveats around this project is that there's this closely held group of 3 major investors that have put in most of the money. What's incredible is that the global real estate market is something like $217 trillion. Like $217 trillion. That's greater than half of all the mainstream assets worldwide. So the market that Propy is going after is this massive $217 trillion marketplace. Okay, so let's jump to their website. Again, standard type website, but they do show a few things. One, kind of some of the people they're partnering with: Caldwell Banker, Century 21, the escrow agent in Japan, First American Title. And so really what they want to do, they want to be innovators, and they want compliance and storage. And this is what it says here is Propy offer and transaction management tools to help you monitor every step of the process easily, monitor your document flow better than anyone. And so this is on the agent end, and then award-winning training to get you up to speed. And so now they're also bringing in training to help bring agents, real estate agents, on board. We're on a mission to make real estate transactions faster, easier, and more secure. And so really they want to go end to end from the offer all the way to the payments, and even loans are going to be a massive piece of the streamlined transaction process that they have in mind. Just recently, Propy was awarded as a technological pioneer by World Economic Forum. And so Propy and its fellow pioneers are developing technologies that can help society solve some of its most pressing issues. We look forward to their contribution to the World Economic Forum and its commitment to improving the state of the world. And so They really are committed to be part of this world global. We're going to change everything, and more closings, less stress. Really, what they're trying to do is, again, just streamline the entire process of real estate. But what they want to do is put it on the blockchain. So let's look a little bit at pricing, and if you go to Coin Market Cap, which is where we are right now, you can go to their website. You can also grab their white paper. And I went on, they've just released within the last couple of weeks a new white paper. Currently, their price is at 294. Um, one of the discouraging things is that there is so few markets from which to choose, at least as far as um, picking up some property for yourself. Their tokens, they issued 100 million tokens, and here's they released 35% at token sale, 15% were donated, 35% were given to network growth, and 15% was to the tokens for the company. What the tokens primarily are used for, and now this platform's built on Ethereum, on the Ethereum ecosystem, but what the tokens do is they unlock the smart contracts. So the tokens are going to be used ongoingly as we go. They've just launched this within the last few days of this recording, and what this is they're onboarding in a gamified way real estate agents. So it's this what they call learn and earn now. Close more transactions and earn tokens while learning about crypto, blockchain, and NFTs. And so what they do is they're creating this at this point a cutting edge iOS app to access our offer to close platform with integrated payment, escrow, and title services. But also part of it is it's a gamified, and so you can earn tokens as a real estate agent, and in this gamification of learning about crypto, blockchain, NFTs. So really, what they're doing is they're onboarding all the real estate agents around the world. Is ultimately their goal. So ultimately, Propy's vision is to have a global housing slash real estate marketplace that covers every sector, every corner of the globe. Um, Again, they've just released some of this on Twitter. This is just happening back a couple days ago. Here's another interesting thing. Blockchain startup Propy plans first ever auction of a real estate apartment as a collectible NFT. Now, this has been auctioned off. Silicon Valley guy picked up an apartment in Kiev and probably paid more than he needed to, but he bought the first NFT piece of real estate from miles and miles away. He paid with crypto. So this is they are beginning to do what we only dreamed of could be possible. Now, as we jump into their white paper, we can see that what's happening today, live today. They have a listing platform. Currently, it's not on the blockchain. You can pay via fiat, and it's available in global cities. Right now, it's live tested, and there's active users. Short term, they want to start to transition into being partially decentralized. Again, still with fiat payment. Regulatory changes not necessary. Their adoption first target cities or nation is really the United States, and really to get the prototype up and running. Long term, they want a fully decentralized person to person real estate marketplace where with smart contracts, immutable contracts, trustless contracts, they're going to be able to offer this worldwide um, marketplace. Again, they want to start with emerging company countries initially, and continually just progress as the technology increases, as their understanding of the technology increases. Um, Again, they have just begun something that is global. Remember, we're talking about $217 trillion. So I'm not going to bore you with all the intricacies of a transaction, real estate transaction. But if you can just imagine all the attorneys that are involved, the escrow agents, the notary agents, the title agents, multiple banks, more attorneys. I mean, can you imagine just wiping all that away and actually you becoming the bank, your own bank? This is where this technology, this is where this is headed. One of the great things I love about Propy is just this idea of borrowing off NFT'd property. So imagine if you had a piece of property that's in Propy's system. It's an NFT'd property, and so you can get a home equity loan. And these are cheaper, they're faster, and the financing is ridiculous. Instead of paying market rates of 2.5 to 20+%, you actually start at somewhere around 1% and actually can go lower than that. What this does is it unlocks literally billions and billions of dollars. You think of the people in unbanked places. So they've got this property that's worth money, but they have no collateral, they have no liquidity in order to leverage that piece of property in order to have income or to have some capital in order to start a business. To suddenly this unlocks, by NFTing these properties, it unlocks the availability of home equity loans, and the home equity loans now gives power back to the people who have been powerless for so many years. What an amazing, just this little piece alone is worth everything. So what I'd like to do is just kind of look at some of their key business innovations really for Propy. First of all, just tokenizing, closing, and escrow. So really streamlining the process and making it easier. And again, we've talked a little bit about this, but all the people that don't have to be involved, the agents and the attorneys and the banks, when actually you can go person to person with a smart contract, trustless, immutable. This is the future of how real estate is going to be done. Fractional ownership. You can, even without knowing somebody, you can go into business with them on a piece of property, whether it be a rental property, whether it be even an investment property. We're going to each take a piece of this, or maybe it's a conglomerate of a collective of people who are investing in real estate, and none of them could potentially do it all by themselves, but as a collective they can do that. NFTs. We looked a little bit at home equity loans and how NFTing your property frees capital. NFTs right now are all the rage in the crypto space, but we've only begun to see the utility of really where all this is heading. Title on the blockchain. Again, this is part of releasing capital to impoverished nations and also giving them title to what's rightfully theirs in property, at least. Really, the fact that it can be documented and held an immutable contract forever and ever and ever, it just frees up capital. It frees up really people to have the full freedom that many don't really have at this point. And then obviously crypto payments. Crypto payments are going to become part of a normal world that we live in. At this point, that's not totally where we're at, but this is Propy. Part of what they're doing is they're innovators. And I made reference to people like Uber and Tesla, and Twitter and Square, all these people and many, many more, you guys know all these things. They come in and they disrupt and they change how things are done. I believe Propy is at the tip of the spear, changing how real estate is going to be done. Part of what they're doing is they're onboarding thousands, yea, hundreds of thousands of agents around the world. But also what they're doing is they're making it possible for people to unlock capital where in the past it was impossible for them to unlock that capital. I love this project, and we just talked about home equity loans, so we don't need to review that. But man, what a great project, and I'm so excited about where this is all headed. Okay, I want to wrap up kind of some final thoughts and then get to price prediction. So really they've obviously with innovators coming into a marketplace that's been kind of done the same way at least the last 100 years, if not longer, there's going to be some challenges. So I mean, just things like disclosures and hold harmless. How is that going to be treated in a trustless contract? Crypto volatility. You eventually, I believe, Bitcoin is going to level out and have more of a solid uh, kind of value, store of value kind of pricing. But right now we can drop 5, 10, 15, sometimes 30% in a day or two. You come to the table with all your money, and then as you're sitting there, you watch your 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 ability to pay for your your property drop. So crypto's volatility right now is a big problem. Tax laws, obviously, those are things that they're sorting out, working through. And just even the technology behind smart contracts and DeFi and everything that has to work together. But again, they have a really well thought out roadmap, and they're working through the process. And um, right now, the token is limited. Um, Apart from their business, just as somebody who's looking to gain, and again, this isn't financial advice, but someone who's looking to gain from the token, it's not easy to get right now, and so there are limited exchanges. But I believe that's something that is being addressed. There's a lot of wins in the win column. We have, I mean, just crypto adoption in general, onboarding a whole bunch of people, but specifically the innovation here in the real estate market. There's fortunes to be made here. We're talking about a $217 trillion marketplace that they're entering in. If they take a tiny little piece of this, because certainly others are going to follow in this space, but if they take a small piece and they're first to market, so they're going to get probably the first good chunk. There's really no limit as to how much availability there's going to be. $217 trillion. They're innovators, and so they're, again, the first to market are the innovators, and the innovators are the one that take risks. But inherent in risk are some, there's some cost to risk. You look at SpaceX. I think they blew up three multi-$100 million spaceships before they got one to go up in the air. I think the fourth one went up. There's a huge front end load on some of this innovation. This isn't blowing up rockets, but at the same time, they're breaking new ground. Um, we talked about the home equity loans, and I just think it's related to releasing capital around the world. This is such a good thing for Earth, for humanity. Just imagine the guy in Africa who has been unbanked. Everyone he's ever known is unbanked, but suddenly now he has title on the blockchain. He has an NFT piece of property, which now he can collateralize and receive some capital in order to start a business. I mean, oh my gosh, just that little piece, it just makes my heart sing and really makes me want to get behind this project. So here's some of the challenges, but I think there's a significant amount of wins in the win column. And we've talked about more things than just this, but these are kind of the things that I wanted to highlight. Now we're going to get into, I guess, price if you want to do that. Okay, now we get to the much anticipated price prediction. Just quickly looking at this chart, this is the daily chart for Propy, and you can see, I mean, even just not going back that far, just this summer, um, Propy was trading. I mean, here 25 cents, down here 18, 15, 13. Um, if you look at what Propy's done just since this summer, we're looking at somewhere around a 30x to the high over here at 488, 490. So it's already done a 30x just since the summer. If you just take a look globally at the chart, you can see that it's just been a steady march uphill, and there's been a few, I would say, probably some profit takers along the way. There's a big dump here, but overall, if you just step back a little bit, kind of pull back, you start to see that there's just a global movement going up. One thing about Propy, I think it's somewhat resistant to a bear market. I don't think it's going to be affected by the overall crypto market because it's in such a niche marketplace of real estate. As it goes, I think it's even in the bear market that we're all anticipating at some point. When it gets here, I think Propy is going to be really shielded, or maybe not experience the same kind of uh, price drop that many of the other tokens are going to definitely experience. Now, as far as a number, right now we're running at 287, and its price has been reduced just a little bit here. But if we look forward, and again, some of these prices are based on kind of what I look at as far as Ethereum. I'm looking at Ethereum at being end of this bull market, kind of end of year, somewhere between 8,500 and I guess top line would be somewhere around 1250. So based on that, I would put Propy getting somewhere between $6 or $9. And again, best case scenario, I think it could do a little bit better than that, even going as high as $15. Um, but again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. These are just numbers based on other numbers. But again, none of us really know exactly where this is headed. But man, what I hope more than anything, as opposed to try to nail down a real number, what I hope is that I've sparked some interest. This is an incredible project. I think it's going to change the way things are done. Are they going to be the leader in this innovative, disruptive technology forever and ever? I don't know that, but I do know that they're first to market. They are forerunning this technology, and they've got a great team. They've got a great plan. They've got great partnerships. All the pieces are lining up. So I would suggest, if this is something that's kind of tweaking you, go do some research, dig deep into this. There's a lot. If you look on Twitter, there's a lot just on their own website. Um, Natalia, she's out doing all kinds of crypto events. She's out there in the marketplace. She's out there, really lots of podcasts, lots of uh, YouTubers. She's really been out there a lot, the CEO of Propy. So there's a lot of material out there for you to find. go do some research, check it out. Man, if you've made it this far, bless you. And you know, we just are passionate about crypto, Hans and myself, and if you've made it this far, I'd love if you would subscribe, like. We are just digging some of your comments, and really this has just been more than fun. I got all dressed up. I wanted to look like a real estate salesman today. I don't know if I do, but these suits of mine, they haven't come out for 25 years, except for maybe a wedding or a funeral here and there. But man, thanks for being along for the ride with us. Be blessed, and we will